What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, man? Just getting ready to go live. Came in this thing a little early. Uh, gonna let people file in real quick. We're gonna talk about how to find cash buyers. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people. Talk about how to go out. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? A lot of people talk about how to go out and find sellers. But I know one thing that I do is I go out and try to find buyers, right? So I think that's really important. What's up? What's up? What's up? I think it's really important to go out and find buyers, man. You got to go out and find these buyers because they're the ones with cash. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get paid unless there's cash involved. As a wholesaler, you got to have the cash buyer. Sup, Greg? Sup, Cass? But yeah, man, you gotta have those cash buyers, man. So tonight we're gonna talk about cash buyers. What's good? What's good? Tonight we're gonna talk about those cash buyers and kind of what you guys are doing to find cash buyers, and I'll tell y'all kind of how I find cash buyers or whatever. And really just try to give y'all what I know about finding cash buyers, how to find them, how I find them and stuff like that. What's up, Rolex? So yeah, we're gonna get straight to it. So, y'all already know the three types of buyers that I think you gotta find. You gotta find those fix and flippers. You gotta find those landlord buyers. And oh yeah, we own it, man. And you gotta find those hedge fund buyers, right? So I would say the first thing that I would do, and I'm trying to give it like a little step by step, something that you could take actionable steps on, like tonight. Yeah, I finally made it to YouTube live, man. Appreciate it. So what you could do tonight is go on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook, create a Facebook. And then let's say if you in, let's say you in Tampa, go to Tampa real estate, investment groups. And then within that group, hit the search button. And then you can search like who's investing in Tampa or cash buyers. And then you'll see that there's been people posting in there looking for cash buyers. And then you'll see the people that's responding. Now, some of those people responding are going to be wholesalers. But some of those people that are responding, every now and then you're going to get a cash buyer. But click on those profiles and kind of look through to see, does this person look like they flipping properties? Most people gonna flex on Facebook or whatever and post like, pictures that they rehab properties and stuff like that. And that's where you find the flippers at. But even some wholesalers, man, can be valuable. But you just want to go and talk to the people that's inside of those groups. Or you see somebody being tagged, you want to go and talk to them, and send them messages, talk to them and see exactly what they're doing. That's the way I found people on Facebook, and really just searching through people's friends. You know what I'm saying? If you mess around and find a cash buyer, search through that cash buyer's friends, and you'll be able to see. Well, let's say you got a wholesaler. Search through that wholesaler friends and see. So you seem to be getting a lot of deals. What list are you pulling? How much debt are you pulling a month? Dude, the last time I pulled a list was like July the 12th. I haven't pulled a list in almost a month. So I pulled a list from Prop Screen. I'm telling you right now why I'm getting these deals, mainly because cash buyers that I have. If you got cash buyers that's very, very active, you can sell them a lot of deals and they're gonna be looking for a lot of deals. If you got cash buyers that's not very active, then they ain't gonna be looking for deals. You gotta find people that's doing this full time and they very, very active. You know what I'm saying? They ready to buy anything. So Facebook, that's one of the main places I go, to get cash buyers. But you got to make sure you look out for a lot of people. But once you find a chain of buyers in your circle inside, if I'm in Atlanta, and once I start finding the chain of buyers, I can find, multiple buyers if I just keep going. So absentee, vacant, tax lien, just straight up, non-owner occupied, straight up regular stuff, general. It's just the areas that I target is probably the key. So Facebook is one way you find cash buyers. Another way you can find cash buyers, well, the fix and flippers you can find on Facebook. Um, and then you can go on prop screen and then just search for all the cash buyers, people who bought with cash. What's up, buddy? Thanks for screaming. Yeah, no doubt, man. We're gonna be on it. So you can go on prop screen and look at the some people who bought with cash over the last like 6 months, and then skip trace them and text them, right? Like, hey, I find this kind of properties, or you're interested in more than this kind of properties, and also take those emails because most flippers looking at their email addresses. So when you skip trace people, the email address is in there too. So take that email address and bam, shoot them emails like, hey, I got this kind of properties, whatever. And you can cold call them if you want to. You just get on the Google Voice and just straight up call them. You know what I'm saying? So those are all ways you can find cash buyers on prop screen. You also can look and look up like properties that have been bought with cash in the last 60 days, and you can click on them, and then look at the MLS status and look at the agent and call that agent up like, hey, look, I saw your name in relation to this cash sale. Do you work with any cash buyers, right? And if they don't work with cash buyers, you say, hey, look, do you know anybody else that work with cash buyers? Dude, I went through so many rings of agents to get to people that was working with cash buyers. You just got to be willing to talk to a lot of people, right? You talk to them agents, talk to the next agent, talk to the next agent. Some agents gonna blow you off like, hey, agents blow me off like crazy, but it's all good. You just move on to the next one, move on to the next agent, move on to the next agent, and you'll find you some cash buyers. You know what I'm saying? So just that's another great way to find cash buyers. Um, and then, so that's a good way to find fix and flippers. On prop screen, you can find fix and flippers and landlords and hedge funds. Another good way to find hedge funds, another way that you can find hedge funds through LinkedIn. Like all the hedge funds on LinkedIn. If you want to find a hedge fund, look on LinkedIn. All of them on there. All you need to do is look up like buying specialists. Like if you go to LinkedIn and search buying specialists, but on LinkedIn you're gonna have to create like a profile. You're gonna have to make yourself look legit and all that stuff, because they ain't just responding to anybody. So and most of these people don't check their LinkedIn like that, so you're gonna have to hit up a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? They may have their email address or contact information on there. You want to hit them up. You know, so LinkedIn is definitely where all the hedge funds are at, but also that prop screen and talking to them agents. Cause dude, there's agents who only work with hedge funds. That's all they do. Their old job is to work with hedge funds, sell them deals, right? So you talk to agents enough, like, hey, do you know any agents that work with hedge funds? Do you know any agents that work with hedge funds? And just keep asking that question. They'll keep pointing you in the right direction. And some of them point you in the wrong direction. They may not know what you're talking about, but you talk to enough agents and they'll point you towards somebody who work with hedge funds. And that's what you need. So one, go set you up a Facebook, look in the Facebook group, search cash buyers, and then go. People are dropping their emails all the time as a cash buyer. Click on some of those profiles and DM some of those people, right? After you set up your Facebook, you can go, set up your LinkedIn, get your account set up, make it look real nice on LinkedIn, and then look up buying specialists, and a lot of the hedge funds will show up, or acquisition specialists. Look up acquisition specialists, and some of these hedge funds will show up. They'll be working for companies. You put real estate acquisition specialists. You put real estate acquisition specialists. A lot of these hedge funds, these big buyers, people will show up. And then the other thing you want to do is get on prop screen and then look up the cash sales that's happened in your area within the last 60 days or 6 months, whichever one you want to do. Click on those properties, look at MLS status, and then look down and see if you can find the agent. And a lot of times it has the agent phone number on there. So bam, you just hit them up, boop, call them up, and it's right there. Oh, and another thing you do is skip trace that list of cash buyers. Skip trace the whole list, and then on the skip trace, it'll have the email addresses. Email them, because cash buyers typically deal with emails. So email those cash buyers, let them know you find discounted properties. And the biggest thing when you find these buyers, man, I'm sorry. The biggest thing when you find these buyers, you got to build relationships, man. You got to build relationships. So, you want to hit them up, talk to them, just keep talking to them, bring them deals. That's one of the biggest thing. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? So, just keep bringing these, buyers deals. If you come to them with a deal, they ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And it may not even be like a sweet deal. You just come to them with something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something that you found before. May even be a ghost, a ghost deal. You know what I'm saying? Something that you had before, or something that you saw that was a sweet deal. Like, hey, look, would you be interested in this kind of property? And then like, oh yeah, you got it. And then you can tell them, hey, this property has already been sold. You know, but I find this kind of properties like this all the time. What type of properties are you interested in buying, right? So you can go look up somebody else's deal on Facebook or wherever and just send it to them. Just be like, hey, would you be interested in this type of discounted property, right? And then if they say yes, you just move with that. So how's it goes? What's up, man? So I kind of just went through how to find cash buyers. If you wasn't here, you can go back. I'm gonna post this live back on YouTube. But y'all just start asking me questions, man, and I'll let you know kind of what I do and how I do things. Just ask me some questions. I answer them. I'm sitting here live, so I'm here for y'all. If you don't know me, I'm REI Next Door. I started wholesaling last year. Started making like 10K a month, and then I went up. And my goal was to go from 10 to 30. So I went from like 10, started making about 20, and then next thing you know, I shot up to like 66. And then I did, so I did 66, and I did 43, and this month's getting wild, man. I think, I may end up doing around 80. So it's getting crazy. So, but anyways, yeah, that's kind of who I am. I'm a full-time teacher. So I teach all day long, and then after school, I'm on it, trying to get my stuff done. So 1K, 1,500 enough to set up like a VA similar system here. Dude, you don't need that much money, right? You don't need that much money, man. So I would say, you can set you up something. You could pay these VAs whatever you want to, first of all. Like, you could pay the VAs whatever you want to. Like I said, man, like when I first started paying my VA, I paid them $2 an hour and paid them 15 hours, right? Paid them for 15 hours. It's $30 a week, right? That's $120 a month, or 150. You know what I'm saying? You can get like 3 of those and you be at what? 450, right? You be at $450 a month. That's not bad at all. You know what I'm saying? $450 a month. You got 3 VAs. You got 2 people calling. You got 1 person being a lead manager. You know what I'm saying? Or you can pay them $3 an hour. You pay them $3 an hour. That's still not bad. 3 times, that's $90. A week. You know what I'm saying? You pay them $3 and they work 30 hours. You $90 a week. I'm talking about $360 a month. You get 2 of those. Where you send that? 720. So you got $720 and you got 2 VAs. You got both of them. You probably got one of them really mainly cold calling, the other one managing the leads, or both of them cold calling, you managing the leads. You know what I'm saying? So, or you can have one of them texting, one of them cold calling, or whatever. So you can get your system going, man. That's the great thing about VAs, especially when you're working with them directly, like from the Philippines or whatever, or wherever you get them from. You kind of pay them whatever you want. And the main thing with VAs, man, they're gonna be able to do whatever you train them to do, right? That's one thing I learned at the 2-day with Keith Everett. these VAs gonna be able to do whatever you train them to do. So if you train them to be able to, make the calls, send out contracts, put deals under contract, comp properties, stuff like that, that's what they're gonna be able to do. So whatever you train these VAs to do, that's what they're gonna be able to do. So yeah, if you got $1,000, man, you balling. Like you gonna be able to kill the wholesale game. You got $1,000 a month, you're gonna be killing it to be able to get started or whatever. But yeah, I got my VAs from onlinejobs.ph, and you can look there. And what I did was basically you got to pay for a subscription. So I paid for the subscription, and then I posted a job on onlinejobs.ph, and then I let the VAs apply, and I told them like send me an audio and a video, or audio or video, so I can hear the English. You know what I'm saying? If they got good English, I pretty much can train them as long as they got good English and good work ethic and good character. You know what I'm saying? I could train them to do whatever I need them to do, right? So I post, and then you get a bunch of response. And what I do is I save all their email addresses. And what I did was I created a spreadsheet for all their email addresses. And I still got that spreadsheet. So if you want that spreadsheet of VAs, just hit me up, shoot me a DM on IG, and just leave your email address, and I'll share with you my VA list. Basically, it's like 70 different VAs, and I still use it today. Like the 2 VAs I got working for me, they both come off that list. So, and that happened recently. So if you look for VAs, just hit me up, man. I don't charge nobody nothing like that. I just share the file with you, right? It's my file on my Google Drive. I'm sharing it with you, these group of VAs. But yeah, if you're interested in that, man, just hit me up. How many countries are you currently working? How many counties are you currently working? So I'm working. Shoot, I'm working a lot of counties now. I'm working. The counties all on the outskirts of Atlanta. I work in like 3 or 4 counties in Tennessee. I actually got a deal in Tennessee right now. I got another one that I'm trying to turn into a deal in Tennessee. So I'm in Nashville trying to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I got Atlanta going. I'm trying to get Nashville going. And that way, you know what I'm saying, I can kind of start racking it up. So, but yeah, man, trying to get. So I'm all around Atlanta. Not in Atlanta, but all on the outskirts. So what were some of your early struggles? Whoo, man, some of my early struggles was really trying to figure out like how to integrate like my cold calling with Podio, how to keep up with my leads basically, right? So at first I had like a spreadsheet, and I was trying to keep up with all the leads on the spreadsheet. I was putting everybody on the spreadsheet. I didn't know about Podio, right? Podio is a system that keeps up with all of your leads. Like all of your leads are right there on like a dashboard. It's like Facebook for leads, right? So let's say if you cold call, somebody cold calling, or you cold calling, you get a lead, right? You could fill out a little web form, like a Google form, but it's like a web form. You click submit, and all that information to go straight into your Podio. And then you'll have like a activity screen, basically like a Facebook, like Facebook got, oh, this just happened, that happened, that happened, that happened. Well, that's how it is with your leads. Oh, this lead just came in. Oh, this lead been updated. This lead got this task. This lead did. So it kind of keep you in order. You able to create a calendar or whatever on Podio. But I didn't know that. I kept all these leads on like spreadsheets, and then I would try to call them back or whatever. But yeah, that was a struggle. And so just integrating that stuff and understand how stuff integrated was a big struggle for me at first. And then the biggest thing with like being an entrepreneur is you basically gonna be working. You're gonna be working and giving up your time and giving up your money, and you are not going to see any money, right? So at first, like some of y'all on here, you like, man, I don't know. You put this money into this, you put this time into this, but it ain't producing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I remember texting people, And then like, dang, this joint ain't even gonna work. And then next thing you know, bam, I ran into like a 6K deal. And then even after my 6K deal, I was like, man, this junk dry. Like, ain't nothing happening. And then I was like, shoot, I was about to give up. I was like, dude, I got one deal, I'm good. I'm finna give up, right? And then I went back and followed up, and then bam, 30K deal, just like that. I was like, oh shoot. But yeah, man, just the basics with everybody, just not giving up, just learning how to not give up, right? Learning how to not give up, learning how to go ahead and spend my money, and not give up. You know what I'm saying? And then just the technology, integrating technology. I got my brother to do a lot of that stuff that allowed me to integrate a lot of the stuff, which that was big. So a lot of the technology stuff was a struggle. But other than that, I didn't have too many humongous struggles. I think my other struggle was figuring out that I needed to find cash buyers first, right? Because I would get deals. Oh, my IG name is Ariana Next Door. I would get deals and then look around and try to sell them, and I couldn't sell them. So I had to cancel the contract or whatever. But like ever since I found buyers, like dude, I rarely ever have to cancel a contract because I found my buyers and I'm ready to go. And I think that's the biggest thing that got me on the next level. Like biggest thing that got me, you know, to go from just doing 10K a month to really pushing it and averaging about 50K a month, was the fact that I got cash buyers. I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When you got cash buyers, you got a relationship with them, and you able to talk to them, and then you know what they looking for, right? You know what kind of price point they wanted at, and all that stuff. You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know you looking for this kind of house. You know you need at this kind of discount. You know what I'm saying? You know you selling it to them. You know your processes, right? So when you find your cash buyers, you know what they want, you know what they need, and now you're able to go out and execute without thinking about all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It becomes way more simple. And I think that's what happened to me. It became simple. So I was able to feed that cash buyer. I was able to like choop, 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 choop. And I became very narrowly focused, right? That's why I was like, I ain't pulling no list because there's certain areas that I'm focusing on. There's certain areas these buyers are buying. There's certain areas, certain things that they want. So I'm able to hit those specific things and just keep hitting them, 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 which allows me, to skip trace less lists, which costs me less money to do my business. But also it allowed me to, hey, if it come across my desk, I know it's a deal because I know I got cash buyers that told me this is the kind of deal I want, right? So that's my biggest thing, man. I think that was the biggest hurdle I got over. And once I got over that hurdle, I don't know if it'll go backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I did, I did 66 in June, 43 in July, and I got, I already got like $50,000 that's going to close. You know what I'm saying? That's closing soon, and I got another 30 where the buyer has basically signed to buy it, but they still got to go look at the property. But it still should come out to be good. I should make like 80,000. But in September, I already got like a 19K deal. And I got a 19K deal already in September locked up, ready to close, right? A 19K deal in September. I got a 14K deal in October, right? So in September, I'm racking up 19 already. You know what I'm saying? And my main thing now is make sure I get 50K a month. So in September, I'm trying to make sure I close, another 30K of deals. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'd be able to get that. So, only thing, and my goal went up. Like my average deal, it's like, how much do you want to make on a deal? You know what I'm saying? At first, I was just taking whatever I got, but then I was thinking like, dang, I need to make 10K a deal. So I start aiming for 10K a deal, and I start getting 10K a deal, right? So I'm like, shoot, September, I just need 3 more deals. You know what I'm saying? I'll be reached 50. And then after that, it's just icing on the cake, right? In October, I got a 14K deal. So same thing. I'm looking to get about 4 more deals, and the next thing you know, that's the icing on the cake for October, right? And that thing just keep on going. If I can make 50 every month, what's that? That's $600,000, right? And if I make 80 every month, if I make around 80 something every month, that's gonna be 1 million. You know what I'm saying? So that thing getting interesting. That's another thing, man. You hear these people, it's like, oh, they make $1 million a year, or they make $100,000 a month, but they may have like 2 or 3 people that they splitting this up with. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta split this with nobody. They're just coming straight to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the another parts that I like about it too. It's like I set it up where it's like, hey, this junk coming to me. So you know what I'm saying? So I like that. But anyways, I'm answering some of y'all other questions though. So what SMS do you send out with your SMS campaigns? Do you get them to respond? So so in Launch Control, you have a lot of different templates you gotta go through and create. So it's a bunch of different templates that I use. And I would share with you my templates, but like if you send out my templates, then my templates are more likely to be blocked when I try to send them out. You know what I'm saying? So, but I give you an example. It's real simple. It's like, hey, John, or I say John. It's I just put John, comma. It's Crystal with REI Group, right? Or it's Crystal with you know whatever, Georgia home buyers, right? It's Crystal with Georgia home buyers. We're looking to purchase property in your area. Would you happen to have a property you're interested in selling, right? I went to the 2-day, and Keith then was talking about, just sending text message say, hey, John, how you doing today, right? And then John messaged back, who is this? And then you respond and say, hey, John, it's Crystal with da-da-da-da-da, who's looking to see if you had a property you're interested in selling. And the reason I think he does that is because it's less likely to be blocked, right? Somebody say, hey, John, how are you doing today? That's less likely to be blocked, right? Your message probably can get through. And most people probably going to respond because they're like, who the heck is this, right? Most people probably going to respond or look or something. They're going to think, dang, who this is? Somebody I know? And they're more likely to respond. So I thought that was a gem that they gave out. That was big time. I hadn't used it yet, but I'm still holding it in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like my junk ain't getting through, I'm definitely going to use that. But anyways, I'm working on my first deals, 2-house package from a tired landlord. I don't have a network of buyers. Do you, JV? Yeah, I JV, man. I'll JV with anybody. I'll help you out. I mean, most of the time, though, you talk about JV, I'm just going to try to help you find a buyer. And if you find a buyer, I'll let you do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't got time to be, doing all this extra stuff on other people's deal. I got too many deals myself. I ain't trying to take your deal or work your deal or anything like that. I help you, get what you need. Other than that, man, I ain't trying to take your money or nothing like that, man. It's just not what I'm trying to do. But anyway, so my IG name is REI Next Door. So how are taxes looking at? So taxes, man, I really don't worry about taxes too much. I read a book, Profit First. That's another thing Keith Everett talked about with the 2-day. Put 15% away for taxes. Put 15% away for taxes, and you'll be straight. So that's kind of what I'm doing for that. So how you feel about Tony the Closer? I noticed he doesn't teach people how to double close, only assign. What's your thoughts? Tony the Closer, man. I mean, he one of the people out there that people look up to and learn a lot from. His daddy, a legend or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Flip Man talking about just assigning too. You know what I'm saying? But I do assignment and double close. Just depends on just depends on the situation. But I like double closing though, man. Just keep everybody in their lane. You know what I'm saying? The seller feel like you really the one purchasing their property, and then the buyer, you ain't got to worry about what you making or whatever. Everybody basically stay in their lane, and that's what I like. But I mean, it's neither here or there. I adjust my prices based on that. You know what I'm saying? So if I want a 15K deal, I'm a upcharge the buyer 17K. So if I want a 10K deal, I'm a upcharge the buyer, 12K, right? To just to cover up any possible closing costs, right? A lot of time closing costs be like $600, but I'm gonna upcharge them anyway. I upcharge them, you know what I'm saying, by 2,000 just to make sure that I cover any potential closing costs that may come up, right? Hey, once again, if y'all got questions, leave questions down here, and I'll answer them. So you may have answered this question, but do you do any driving for dollars, or are you strictly virtual listings? So I don't do any driving for dollars. I don't do driving for dollars. I don't do banding. I don't do anything really physical, right? I mainly everything I do is at a computer, right? I can sit right here and do everything that I do. I never go out and see the property, but there's properties right around me, right? So where I live, the properties that I'm wholesaling are not far from where I am right now, right? But I never go to these properties. I never seen them, never seen the sellers, never seen the buyers, never seen none of them. It's all texting, emailing, calling, and talking to people. That's all it is. That's all I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, it's really virtual, right? But the properties are all right around, it's pretty local, So but anyway, so do you always include the opt-out message when you send it? Yeah, I always include the opt-out message, that's for sure. So do you have to have your own funds double close, or can you still use buyer's funds? You can use the buyer's fund. I never use my own funds double close. I always use the buyer's fund. I only mess with, wholesaling. I only mess with attorney's office that work with wholesalers and allow them to use what's called pass-through funding. At least that's what that attorney's office closed. They call it pass-through funding. So I'm like, hey, look, is this going to be allowed to use pass-through funding where the end buyer's funds are used to fund the first transaction? And yeah, they, the closing attorney I got right now, they cool with that, and they allow me to do it. But it's a couple closing attorneys that has allowed me to do it, so that ain't never been a problem for me. But I'm getting to the point where I'm able to have the funds close on stuff and do whatever I want to do. But I also got flippers that I know that will help me close on deals, if I need to or whatever. That's why it's always good to have flippers. They got cash. A lot of times they got cash on hands, or whatever. How do you get over your cold calling fears? That's my main thing I'm stuck at. I got you, man. Yeah, I definitely understand that. The way I get over it, and go listen to King Kong. King Kong do a Friday, like a role play, like where people can call in and he'll talk to them, and like role play. But yeah, man, that's a good one. And he say, look, you need to stop thinking about like yourself and your fears and start thinking about the fact that, hey, on the other end of that phone is somebody you probably that you can help. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that you can help. That's someone who probably need these services. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the way I look at it is that I work for a company, right? And my job for this company is to call these people and ask them, do they have a property interest in selling? Would you be interested in a cash offer? If you're not interested in cash offer, that's fine. That's the service that we provide, right? And if you are interested in this service, then we can help you out and see if we can get you an offer that will work for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my big things too, man. I basically go in like I'm basically a worker. Like I work at a company and we purchase houses cash, right? We purchase them cash, we purchase them fast. You don't have to do any repairs. We pay all the closing costs, all the realtor fees. We close on your time. That's all the valuable stuff that you have, right? So you tell people, hey, look, these are the valuable things that this company, can do. You know what I'm saying? And if you're interested in those things, then we can further discuss and see how we can help you. If you're not interested, definitely understand. If anything changes, feel free to reach out. Right? That's kind of how I do it, man. I just talk to people like I've always talked to them, like, "Hey, John, how you doing, man? This is Byron." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm over here with the Georgia home buyers, and we purchased property in the area. We was trying to see if you had a property you was interested in selling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we purchased property cash as is. No realtor fees, no closing costs. So, you know, if you ever need to sell a property, just let us know. You know, I make it real cool, man. Just real laid back. Just letting people know, hey, I was just reaching out. Whatever. Somebody being mean, just let them know, hey, look, sorry if anything changes. Feel free to reach out, let us know. Right. So that's kind of what I do, man, to help me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But that's kind of what I do to help me. Um, but anyway, so hello, when it comes to getting pictures of the property and getting boots on the ground, how do you go about that? I use my buyers, man. So my buyers are my boots on the ground. My buyers are the people that go out and take pictures of the property, whatever. And most time I don't even worry about getting pictures of the property unless it's something, that I think that the buyer is not gonna buy. But if I feel good about that buyer and I feel good about that buyer buying that property, then I don't even worry about, pictures of the property. You know what I'm saying? I may ask them like, hey, look, can I get pictures of that property? But most of the times, you know what I'm saying? The buyer's like, yeah, it'll work for me for this much. So I'm like, okay, you going out there and see it, set it up, blah, 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 they go in. If they don't end up buying it, I get my next buyer and say, hey, look, we need somebody else to go in. We need a specialist to go in there and look at this. That's my next buyer because my first buyer couldn't handle it. Bam, send them in there, and then we go from there, right? So that's kind of how I do that. I send my buyers in, they look at the property themselves. That's kind of how I get away with not having boots on the ground and not going to see the property myself. I send the buyers, right? So let me see another question. So, hey, timeline acquisitions, you have an Instagram. Oh, okay. Yeah, timeline acquisitions thing. King Kong does live cold calling. Be ready though if you decide to do it. Yeah, King Kong, man, he do live cold calling, man. I listen to him all the time. Yeah, but if you do it, man, you calling, you gotta come correct, But he do a good job, man. He really got me on the idea of, hey, I'm basically just a worker and I'm calling to collect the information. And then that's when, I can get this to my purchase manager, which my purchase managers are my buyers, right? And if the buyers approve it, then I'm able to send out offer, right? So I get my buyers approval before I send out an offer. I don't ask them for approval. I tell them, hey, look, this is how much property is. And if they say, yeah, this is something we can do, then that's their approval, right? And I move forward. So have a buyer ever talk price to the seller when you send them out? One time, well, twice. I had a buyer one time steal a deal from me, but it was all good. Just a little. It was a really small deal. It was they lost because that was like when I was first getting started, and I went on to do a whole lot more since then. So it was they lost. And then another time that happened, and I was just told about it like, hey, look, man, this happened. That can't happen, right? And they understood, and they was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, da 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 da. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna do deals with you if that happens. You know what I'm saying? So I got that straightened out, and so I send my buyers out, and I'm telling you, man, that's the best thing to do. Just go ahead and send the buyer out, let them see the property. If they snake you, don't send them no deals no more. Let them know if they snake you, you ain't gonna send them no deals no more. And then they probably ain't gonna snake you. You know what I'm saying? So, most of these buyers know if they in the game, they know to respect that and stuff like that. So if you don't see the property, do you give an offer as full gut rehab? No, basically what I do is I ask my buyer what they're looking for, and then I ask the seller about the property conditions. So if the seller tells me, oh, the property is in good shape, doesn't need any major repairs, doesn't need any major repairs, whatever, I just relay that information to the buyer, right? I just relay Does it need any major repairs? What upgrades have you done? I relay that to the buyer, and then I send it to the buyer along with, if I can find any pictures online, I send that to the buyer. And then the buyer is able to look at those details and look at any potential pictures and let me know, hey, this is about how much we can do. You know what I'm saying? Well, I give them the price, and they tell me, yeah, I think I can do that, or nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I would need it at this much. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I'm able to go to the seller and figure it out. But I always create a big enough gap to when that buyer go out there and see that property, I can at least make 10K off of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I do that. And that cut out me trying to figure out rehab. No figuring out rehab at all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about no rehab and stuff. Do your ex-military buddy still do deals? Yeah, my ex-military buddy still doing deals, man. He got a deal closing in North Carolina. So he been doing pretty good, man. So and we share a lot of our systems and stuff like that. And if he ever helped me on a deal, I always shoot him 10%. So, like, if he helped me on a deal, I made 11K, I'm giving him, 1100. You know what I'm saying? So, I like to help him out, because he helped me out. Whenever he helped me out, if we're working on, if he helped me on a deal with anything like that. So do you use prop screens for your deals in your area or something? Yeah, I use prop screen. I use prop screens to pull lists, and then for my dollar, I use call tools. I use call tools for my dollar, and I use prop screen to pull lists. So what branch? I'm an ex-military too. He was in I think the Air Force. He was in the Air Force, right? I think he was in the Air Force, but he had some type of contract, and he was in Afghanistan. He had took some type of contract, ended up in Afghanistan working like some crazy hours. But he made a lot of money. So I started wholesaling, and I really wanted him to come back, man. We've been real cool, real good friend, man. And I wanted him to come back. So I'm like, dude, I started this wholesaling thing. You got to come back. You know what I'm saying? We can make money over here. We can make good money right over here. So he came back. We started doing it. He kind of helped me out. He closed a couple of deals. He done made some money. He good or whatever. So have you ever with a buyer that doesn't know anything about wholesaling, and how do you handle it? Nah, I never dealt with a buyer that didn't know nothing about wholesaling. Yeah, I never dealt with a buyer that didn't know nothing about wholesaling. You don't want to mess with no buyers that don't know nothing about wholesaling. Maybe, but most time you want to go ahead and get you a buyer that's for sure, that know what they doing. So how do you market to cash buyers besides Facebook, Instagram, Craigslist? I don't have to market to cash buyers, right? I got their phone number, I got their email address, right? I already found them. I find them on Facebook. I find them on Prop Screen, and I find them LinkedIn where you find them during hedge funds, and through agents. Agents where you find hedge funds. You can find fix and flip buyers through agents. You can go and skip trace the list that you get off Prop Screen from recent cash sales and find cash buyers. So I find the cash buyers, I get their contact information, I build a relationship up with them, and I send them deals, right? I keep the deals coming. You know what I'm saying? I figure out what they want and I get it to them. Any books you recommend? Man, shoot, we don't want to get into books, man. I recommend a lot of books. The one book I recommend is 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, man. You gotta go. I gotta go back and listen to that again, cause like I remember I did my 30K deal, and he was like 10X that, and I was like, shoot, I can't 10X that. That's $300,000. And now, man, I'm about to make 80K in a month, and let me think. I done made I done made I be done made like 200 and something $1,000 after August, just this year, from January to end of August. I'm be done made like 200 and something $1,000 this year. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to end up easily over $300,000. Easy. Just this first whole year wholesaling, over $300,000. That's what I'm saying, man. That 10x is real, man. I need to go back and listen to that. I need a 10x what I'm doing now. 10x that trash. You know what I'm saying? And really start running it up. So yeah, the 10x is a big one, and the one thing, like the one thing is another one. Like when you do, I swear, if you could focus on one thing and just go all in on one thing, I'm telling you that's what it's about, man. You get that one thing and go all in on that one thing, and I'm telling you that junk is crazy. A podcast. Speaking of all in, go listen to the All In podcast. They got Carlos, Sal, and Alex. Man, that podcast is legit, man. Keith Everett them, they learn they stuff from them people because they say the same kind of stuff. They learning stuff from Keith Everett and them, learning stuff from Carlos them and Sean Terry them and stuff like that. It seemed like it's about the same stuff. But Keith put his own spin on a lot of stuff. And dude, Lenny is a sleeping beast. Like, dude, Lenny, dude, man, on that integration and all that stuff, man, Lenny is a monster, man. But anyway, so can you recommend a good skip tracing? Lee Sherpa is what I use, man. Lee Sherpa been good to me, so I can't let it go. So Lee Sherpa is a good one. Also, I use Skip Vault was a good one. I know Need to Skip is good, and I know Bashley's is good. But Lee Sherpa is mine, man. All right. So let me see. Yep, overseas contract pays. Yep, overseas contract pays, man. So how much time do you spend calculating your ARV? I don't spend a bunch of time. I look, boop, 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 boop. I look at the properties around there. You know what I'm saying? Bedroom, bathroom, bam. I got the ARV. Most time I ain't really calculating ARV. I'm looking at prop screen, looking at the cash sales, bam, the cash sales, and looking at which cash sales match, and then just dropping my prices down, and then kind of try to go from there. So any advice for finding distressed properties? Love the channel, bro. Hey, appreciate the love, man. I appreciate all 22 of y'all. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this out with your people, man. A lot of people ask me, hey, can you make a course, make this, make that? I may make a course one day, but I really just want to get on here and give a lot of it back. I know it's a lot of people like me out there that may not be like the most talented person or the smartest person or the most tech savvy person. May just be a regular old joker. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular old joker that's able to go and apply, just put my energy into something and really go in on something and make some money that can make a difference in my life. You know what I'm saying? I want others to be able to do that same thing too. So, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I found prop screen to be accurate for skip tracing. I haven't found prop screen to be accurate for skip tracing, but it's good to hear somebody has. So have you ever had a property that has no comps? If it got no comps, it's a bad sign. That means a lot of people ain't buying in that area. Or it means that ain't nobody selling in that area. But most time, ain't nobody buying in that area. So that's not a good sign. So can we get a free purchase agreement assignment contract? I got 2 videos. One video is on the purchase sales agreement. You can look at it on my page, right? It's just a contract. You can look at it, download the contract right there. And another one is the assignment agreement. I made a video about assignment contracts. It's right there on the description. But I'll update that wholesaling contract video because I use Keith contract now. And his junk way better than my junk was, man. So I'll update that. So how much time do you spend cold calling a day? I don't spend no time cold calling. My VAs cold call 30 hours a week, 6 hours a day. Or does your VA do it for? Yeah, the VA do the cold calling. So I just started watching your videos, and I'm going to start marketing next week. I'm going to start SMS, RVM, 6K leads, skip tracing. Do you think that's a solid start? Dude, go find buyers, man. Go find buyers. And because if you're going to skip trace 6,000 leads, how do you know what kind of leads you're going to be able to sell? You know what I'm saying? How do you know what kind of leads you're gonna be able to sell? If you go find you some buyers, figure out what they're looking for. If a buyer came to you and said, "Hey, look, I want this area right here. I want it in the zip code 41257, right? I want 41257 zip code, right? I want that zip code. I like that zip code, and I want 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. It need to be over 1,200 square feet, but no bigger than 2,000 square feet. And I don't want it to be older than 1970. But we don't want nothing too new. So you cut it off, 2010, cut it off. I don't like big lots, so you can cut the lot to an acre, less than an acre. See how specific you can get, and then you can hit all the type of properties that fits that buyer buy box, right? If you know they're a legit buyer, and then you won't have to skip trade 6,000, right? Uh, it may end up being 6,000, but you don't, it's probably gonna be less. And then you could beat up on that group. You can beat up on that, right? You may pull 1,000 that fit specifically his, and you may find 5 other buyers, and you may skip trace more that fit specifically theirs. And then you're able to text, RVM, cold call them, and then once you see something come in, oh yeah, you already know. Oh yeah, I know who did. I know who like. I'm sorry. I know who like this type of property, and you're able to ship them exactly what they want. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I would recommend if I was trying to get started like that. But anyway, so how far out do you look for comps? I have a property. Zest Image Zillow is 160, but the nearest comp is. I mean, you could look at a mile and a half, but that's far away. But I guess I guess that's close thing. That's close thing. But yeah, I would use it. I would use it. So prop screen or list source prop screen for me only because it's what I know how to use. That's another thing, man. Don't get yourself a situation where you're trying to use something that you don't understand, right? Use the tools that you understand. Somebody's asking me, why you use all these darn tools? I use the tools that I understand, right? I can't understand all this other stuff. I understand prop screen, lead Sherpa, launch control, right? I understand call tools. I understand Podio. I understand call rail. I understand those. All these people like they be try to put like REI reply. I think REI reply is a great idea, but it's hard for me to wrap my brain around REI reply because there's so much stuff going on. A lot of the other stuff, same way. It's so much stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of struggle with that. But anyways, do you have a website? Yep, I got a website for like customers. I need to create a website for like my YouTube. So that's the next thing. I'm gonna go ahead and create a website for my YouTube so I can post like contracts, Simon contracts, all that stuff y'all need. I can post it in there. But anyway, so how many dials do your VAs call a day? They probably do like between 700-800 a day. Um, I would love prosecuting find buyers first. Yep, no doubt. So wow, thanks, Ryan. I'm starting to love for buyers first and what area they like. Wow, you're the man. Yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, like I said, man, I just know what helped me. You know what I'm saying? And really, I talk about, what I'm doing, the deals I'm doing, stuff like that. But I tell people, man, it's like last year I had nothing. Like I had nothing. I had no deals, no nothing. I ain't done nothing. A year ago, I had done nothing. Ain't no way you told me I was doing what I'm doing now, a year ago. I had done nothing, right? And even when I got started, it was just struggle until I realized, dang, why don't I go and find the buyers and then let them tell me what they want and then go out and find what they want, right? Because I was having to back out of, situations and stuff like that. But that's what I found to be the best, man, the best way to do it. But anyways, man, it's almost an hour. If y'all got some real pressing questions, I'll take them. But other than that, I'm finna hop off this thing, man. It's been real good. I told y'all if y'all give me to 1,000 and I'm able to go live on YouTube, man, I'm gonna be on here trying to get it. So all your leads, your scraping are currently on your buyers list. What scrapping occur? Oh crap. All the leads you are scrapping are you currently on? I don't know exactly what you asked. I'm sorry. But all my leads will be bought by somebody on my buyers list. Like they fit the criteria, unless it's somehow I got on there by mistake or something like that. All my leads fit something that one of my buyers is looking for. So already I replied gave me a headache. Yeah. Already I replied, man, it can be confusing, man. You got to go for what you know. But hey, it's a good system though, because I know people that use it that have success. So thank you, my brother. Appreciate it, man. You know, number love over here, man. So do you use? No, I don't use no 70% rule. I use the rule that my buyers give me, which I ask them, what kind of discount you're looking for. What's your perfect price point to buy at? What's your perfect selling point for that type of property? What kind of spread you looking for? You know what I'm saying? So you find a buyer that's okay with not making a ton of money and they want to do a lot of deals. That's kind of buyer you want. You know what I'm saying? So how would you negotiate a lowball offer? um I don't know, man. I just tell people what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I just talk to them like regular. Like, say if their property ARV was 150 and I need to offer them like 70, if it's a comp in the area that was in the same condition that sold for that amount, I would do that. But if it's not, then I tell them, I talk about the different repairs based on what the buyer went out there and saw. And the buyer come back and tell me, hey, it need this. So like, hey, based on the repairs, went out there to view the property, and the best we would be able to do is, 70K, right? And then be quiet and let them talk. See if that works for them. That's my thing. That's another thing I don't do. Like I don't convince people to sell their property, right? I talk to people who interested in selling their property. If they ain't interested, then it's kind of like a move on type situation. But so I don't go around trying to convince people. So this was better than a paid course. God bless. No doubt, man. That's what I'm hoping to do, man. Bring y'all something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm gonna create a course or whatever for people who just want a course, and I'll put a lot of stuff in there and try to add more value or whatever. But I want to be able to give out stuff like this and really get my YouTube going, and get these lives going so I can get back to y'all and bring y'all, all the stuff that I picked up, on my way. But anyways, I'm finna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, everybody. Make sure you subscribe, share with your friends or whatever. Send it out on Facebook, send it out on IG, TikTok, everything like that. REI next door. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be back on live soon. I'll let y'all know kind of when I'm coming. Hey, leave in the comments if y'all like these YouTube lives. And leave in the comment like if I need to set reminders or when is the best time or stuff like that. That I can do to try to make it better and try to do it at a time that works for everybody. I know this late time kind of work for me better because I teach all day and then I do my work and then bam, I'm able to come and talk to y'all kind of after I get done with it and everything. So this was a full gym, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate it, man. All right, y'all have a good one. Number love. Y'all leave comments. Like I said, y'all got more questions or whatever. Hit me up on IG, all that good stuff. But peace out.